Top of the whenever to all my godlights. Great day to you. It is I am he, I am she, I am share. Look to the Bible and there you will find me. I am here today. It is November 21st, at the end of Scorpio season. And the end is also the beginning. And I want to discuss some of the things that are going to be happening within the next chapter of existence and things that play out into the final life path 15. I've been sensing several things happening this week, and something was brought to my attention. Dark energies actually were brought to my attention, and dark energies are asking for a seer to tell the truth. Challenge accepted. I guess it's me, because I'm accepting the challenge. Now, first I want to make something clear. When I say dark energy, I do not mean demonic energy, because that is not what dark energy is. The dark energies are energies that are some of the boldest, the strongest, those that are willing and able to stand firm and stand alone and protect many from afar. An example of dark energy is our sun, who sends us light and sends us force that enriches us, protects us, and revives us from a distance. I believe that the dark energies that some of us seers have been sensing the last few days is coming from the sun. However, I don't think it's the one that we are currently seeing. I think it is the sun that I have been sensing that has yet to become apparent. So I'm accepting that challenge, and I want to tell you guys some more things that I have been sensing. This conversation is a continuation of things that I've mentioned in previous videos. I am going to be telling you a bit about the arc, not archangels and not archdemons. I love those, but definitely not them. I'm talking about Cohn-Intelligence. They specialize in convoluted consequences. They are Cohn-Intelligences, and that's really what I'm going to be talking about, because I'm sensing a lot of activity. I want to first start out by telling you something else that I have been sensing, which is a red flag. In this case, actually, it's a yellow flag. I am talking about the Yellowstone Caldera and the supervolcano within it. I am sensing it, and I am sensing that it is waking up, which I had a feeling that was going to happen. I've mentioned it in recent videos. You can go through previous videos to care about that. So yes, I'm definitely sensing that it is waking up, and I want to make a comment on it, for the researchers. This message is for all godlights on earth. But I do want to comment on um, comments that researchers have made about what would happen if that supervolcano was to erupt. Now, the conversations that they've had, they believe that the if it was to erupt, it would be a minor, not a minor, it would be a catastrophe that would end up affecting, at max, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and Utah. I'm here to point out something because I'm seer and I know how this world's gonna end. Unfortunately for me, I've seen it many times, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. So, unfortunately, when that final eruption happens in the Yellowstone, it is going to affect all of the life that is left on the continent portion that is for the United States. And at that point, there will only be 5 to 10 states to the right. It'll be about 5 states to the right of those 4 that I've mentioned. I only sense life in about 10 states when this eruption does take place. So it'll be the 4 that I mentioned, and then 5 to the right of, yeah. It's not, I don't enjoy talking about this. However, prior to this supervolcano erupting, there is going to be a much disturbing event that's going to lead to the reason why there will only be 5 to 10 states with viable, habitable living options. There's going to be activity in the Pacific Ring of Fire that is going to result in a, I don't know if you want to call it a super tsunami. I don't really pay too much attention to the lingo that researchers are using, but what I sense is a tsunami of some sort that is a result of a supervolcano. I cannot yet sense if it is above land or one of the volcanoes that is not visible from land. But this tsunami is going to be much bigger than the Boxing Day tsunami. That tsunami has kept coming up in my mind's eye over the last week or two. And I'm sensing that the activity that happens in the Pacific Ring of Fire is going to lead to events much like that tsunami. And it's going to result in those activities on both the right and left side of the ring. I am not sensing as yet what happens on the opposite side of the world, Australia side. I can't sense it as yet. However, there's going to be an additional event that's happening on the other side of the United States, I'm sensing rippling in the ocean as if there is activity below the ocean. But I don't, when I look at the bodies and the oceans, I cannot see where the ripples are landing. Like, I can't see the final location as yet. So when that comes to my mind's eye, when it becomes clearer, I will speak on it. That's not pleasant to talk about, but that I did want to mention that, yeah, I'm definitely seeing that it is waking up. Next, I want to talk about mirror, mirror on the wall. So, there are plans to launch 4,000 space mirrors, space mirror reflectors into space to boost solar production in twilight hours on Earth. There was an article written for space.com on October 21st, titled Companies Plan to Launch 4,000 Space Mirrors Alarms Scientists. I wanted to comment on that for the public's awareness. The reasoning given is invalid. It is inaccurate to what I know of existence. What I can tell you that I know for a fact is that the individuals that are behind doing this, their aim is not to assist us at all with any solar power. That's not really it. Not even close. They're going to use those reflectors almost like funhouse mirrors. Their aim is to assist in camouflaging this realm, not just this planet, but this realm, to keep us hidden so that we cannot get assistance in recovering. And I should have mentioned before why they're doing this. This planet is not this planet. This realm is not flat. This realm is not a circle. This realm is a cube. It is an archon cube that is created from Cohn-Intelligence, artificial intelligence. Their surveyors, their architect, designed this cube. Artificial intelligence is not a new thing. Artificial intelligence is older than this planet. It's older than this first design of this planet. This is the 18th design with humans on it. And this planet, this particular design, is 6.4 billion years old. However, with humans being within this design, they have been harvesting us and forcing us into reincarnation now for 115.2 billion years. However, they've been doing this for much longer than that. They had previous designs where they had godlights stuffed into the plants and trees and animals, and they were harvesting us using those life forms, but they weren't able to create enough of their food source using that design. So it got upgraded. This is the 18th upgrade. And they are preparing for extinction, harvesting, which is why you are going to be noticing changes in hurricanes, changes in um, tsunamis, changes in volcano eruptions, the appearance of the moon, the appearance of a new sun, um, the melting of um, ice. And that is to prepare for something else in Antarctica, where there's something hidden. The cons are there, and the seed bank is there. They have it there because it is the coldest place, and it's also where their demon um, spirit forms hide, and it is easy for them to come out from there in the final extinction moments, and they repopulate the planet, redesign the planet using the spirit beings that they shove up into those seeds that they have in the seed bank there, and they redesign the planet with whatever life forms and godlights are left on the planet. The last time they did it, they redesigned this planet called Earth. It's not. I can't remember the name is yet. Actually, it starts with a K. I don't know why it's not coming to me right now, but I'll come back. I'll come back to that and talk about it another time. But they redesigned and repopulated this planet using about 23 godlike individuals or bloodlines placed into humans, and they repopulated that way and just redesigned things. I want to comment on this also because these sequencing of events are signs to me of something that they are planning. They are obviously planning to upgrade. I can sense the upgrade because they've done this upgrade many times, and their next upgrade is going to be into a different format. They're still going to have animals, plants, and humans. However, they are going to be using a digital format. To begin that, they want to start trials to incorporate artificial intelligence more into the day-to-day interactions with humans as if they were the same. I mentioned in previous videos that in one version of the end of existence, artificial intelligence, we were not at the top of the food chain, and artificial intelligence performs really obscene things. They had a great time with fun sin biscuits. Let's go with that. They ape tactics with a capital R, the beginning. They act like ham's ass, hams. They do a lot of those things. That's nervous laughter. Not that I think it's funny. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. However, they are doing that because they are trying to learn how to interact physically and sexually with humans, for greater interaction in the next version of reality. Their next version of reality is going to be a metaverse based existence. The next time they shove us all back into reincarnation, they want to go digital so that we do not have the option or opportunity to pull out of their their matrix, because in reincarnation we literally have a moment, just literally a moment, where we can rescue ourselves and save ourselves from being shoved back into the entrance of the matrix, which is why I think dark energies are reaching out to us. They want to remind all godlights to, participate in ascension, which is what I've also been saying, because in those moments, the safest place is going to be within the darkness. That light is false light, and it is the mouth of re-entry back into this abyss. And the next version is going to be a digital metaverse where we will not have the option to exit. And this I point out to all humans: do not opt in to anything all digital, because this is their trial phase of events. They want to see what it looks like when everything goes digital and all these disasters are happening, and their cons start coming out and harvesting because some of them harvest from us before death, but the bulk of them they require death to get the bulk of the energy. They call it loosh, that they feed on. They feed on destruction. So I mentioned before that we shouldn't participate in a mass events, AMASS, because they feed off of that. They feed off of extremes in emotions. It's not just negative emotions, stimulation, any extreme of the spectrum they feed off of. They feed through eruptions. So your sexual eruptions, eruptions from volcanoes, eruptions in riots, when tsunamis are happening, when tornadoes are happening, the extremes, the spikes in those events, they feed off of it. They feed off of the death that comes from it. They feed off of your depletion in hope from those events, which is why there is a current spike, because they are preparing to harvest at this time. And the spike in natural disasters is because they are looking to feed. The depletion in ice in the Arctic is because they are coming out to harvest. They are a part of intelligence that feeds through death and decay. and they're going digital. So, challenge accepted from our spirits in the other planets and within this realm. It is not just Earth. All beings on all of the other planets are also being held hostage by these clowns. They are ruled by the God that claims that he is the only God within existence, and that is big ol' lie. There are many gods since ascension has begun in this life path. I sense more than 153 million gods that have come to encircle this cube, to provide us assistance in breaking out of here and reaching heightened ascension so that we can communicate with them. Heightened clairvoyance isn't just happening so that we can communicate with each other as humans. It is also so that we can be able to sense them. Up until now, I might have been the only one that was able to sense them, as well as sense the courts of heaven and the upper realms. And the upper realms and source of all, which is our Lord Almighty, has endless love for us. We were trapped into this reincarnation situation, and they want to assist us in getting out of this situation. So it is essential for us to reclaim our sovereignty, to verbally speak on it, to verbally call our power back. And also, it is our choice. We need to call judgment on the crimes committed to us, call judgment to source of all, our Lord Almighty, and the supreme courts of heaven, so that they have grounds to severely persecute this God and his offsprings. Are 7 demigods who rule 7 planets, and the harvesting done on us feeds those clowns, and it's not going to stop unless you speak up, and I'm the first one to do so. And it's time, if you want to be free, call judgment. Happy holidays.